The Palo Alto Network's XSOAR integration for SpyCloud Enterprise Protection is in the marketplace and is easily installed. All you need to do is browse for SpyCloud by name in the marketplace and then install it. The integration supports 3 primary use cases, including 2 playbooks ready for further customization to suit your environment. Incident types are split between malware, indicated as critical, and third-party breaches, indicated as high. Here we'll start by looking at a malware incident. On the first click, we show top-level relevant data that provides immediate insight. We can drill down into this incident, and we'll see that the integration is automatically populating the individual infection event details. This includes a file path, detection URL, timestamp of when it occurred, what the operating system of the target device was, and other detail that helps you understand what happened and what its significance is, including the stealer that the exposure was associated with and the account that was exposed. Examining this detail, we get interesting information about the machine, applications, and other credentials that were exposed in this particular malware event, including maybe some additional IOCs that could further an investigation. You never want an analyst to have to spend time manually going through and querying data to enrich each incident manually so that they can then remediate. That enrichment information needs to be pulled in automatically so that when they go to address the incident, they have it at their fingertips from the start. SpyCloud automatically pulls this information into the incident through the integration's included playbook that gets triggered when a malware incident is pulled into XSOAR. It goes out and fetches all the relevant data needed for post-infection remediation, including elements beyond just the infected machine. To address a more traditional ATO threat, we can drill down into an incident indicating a user has been seen in a third-party breach. Their password has been exposed, and you want to investigate and remediate this a little bit differently. Rather than having an analyst spend time investigating these incidents as you might for a malware-related incident, you'll likely want to take some automated action to save staff time. The playbook that SpyCloud has delivered provides a standard path that someone may want to take to remediate this type of incident. Of course, like any XSOAR playbook, this is editable to best suit your environment. First thing we do is look to see if the password length matches a standard in the environment. If it doesn't, then you can stop processing and mark the incident as resolved. But if the exposed password fits password minimum length criteria in use, you want to check to see if the referenced user is an active employee. If the user isn't active, the automation can resolve the incident. If it is an active user in your environment, the next thing you want to know is the exposed password in current use? While we don't wire them up in our sample playbook here, there are Active Directory plugins and other tools, scripts, and capabilities that most environments already use to provide a mechanism for manually checking if an exposed password is in use, and those can be used by an edited playbook. If the password is in current use, you can force a password reset, or your playbook could stop here and have the incident inform more white glove remediation action by your team. Very useful for gaining an understanding of what's going on in the environment, automating as much as possible to as deep an extent as possible in the environment, and then resolving the incident. Automation isn't always about remediating all the way through to resetting a password or disabling an account. Sometimes enrichment to help the analyst make a better decision is the primary goal. This involves automating the tasks that an analyst usually has to do manually to get to a decision point more quickly. For an example, an event log from a device or application may have generated an incident indicating that multiple failed logins for a particular user occurred. An analyst would need to investigate that. By leveraging SpyCloud enrichment commands that are available to you within the XSOAR platform, one can just enter an email address and automate the collection of relevant data. We'll use those commands down here below, and we'll enter jdownanswer@sparefactor.com as the email address. And once we've submitted that, we'll get a response back from SpyCloud that shows this user has been seen in several breach exposures, and we see the details of each exposure. As we look at this data, we may see something that prompts a need to dig in and understand more about the source of the information. To gain insight, we can query the breach catalog with the source ID that's provided for the breach. And using those same commands, we'll get that information back to get a better understanding of the incident and the context that can help frame next steps. This information can also be appended to the incident to document what has been learned.